The soap can smell your fear. You can, wash your fear away with the soap. What we're doing is putting 40 ounces of oil into a pan. You may use any oil that you'd like. I'm going to do it over here in this corner, but if you're standing very close, when you mix the lye in the water, if you inhale the vapors, it can make you go like...
Which one do you push?
Use the one in the far left first. There you go.
I'll put it on high.
There's a hood. It's a veritable hood.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll just do it on 2 until we need to mix it.
Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is take 10 ounces of water.
Oh,
What you want to use is a nice DC tap water.
It's got the right pH, the right mineral content, the right lead content.
The lead makes it nice and smooth and...
Is it good weight?
Sometimes if you get lonely. Pure lye. Sodium hydroxide.
So why is the ice in there?
poison.
It's gonna, once we mix the lye in the water, it's gonna shoot up from the chemical reaction to like 220 something degrees.
Oh.
And then it'll take forever to fall back down. So we're gonna use the ice bath to speed that process up. I'm gonna Bad medical.
Breaking Bad. I'm interested to see this.
So once again, this is sodium hydroxide, pure lye.
Where did you get it?
I bought this at you can get it at True Value, like any hardware store, but you can't get it at Lowe's or Home Depot because people use it to make meth.
But you can use it for gardening, right? To get
Yeah, you can do that, and you can clean toilets, or you can poison people with it. So we're going to use 5 ounces of crystal lye. If we wanted to make soap, like liquid soap, like something that you would use as like hand soap, you would use potassium hydroxide instead of sodium hydroxide.
liquid soap?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you going to do with this?
So this is going to get mixed with the water, and this is the part where if you have respiratory diseases, stay away. I'm taking...
That is like some high molarity sodium hydroxide.
Yeah. And then you sing, "This is how we stir the lye, stir the lye, stir the lye." We'll put it in here. And you can use any like base to, in case you get it like all over yourself, like bases will like save you. So we'll just put that in there for now. And I'll say that when I put this in here,
pH 25.
yeah, I wish it. So I'll put this in here. Wrap. Plastic
We
bag.
have aluminum, we have plastic bags, we've got Ziploc bags, or plastic wrap.
Ooh, plastic wrap I think works the best. I'm sorry, I should have brought some myself because
Oh,
What's on the
no.
floor is not lye, right? No, I think that
That
was
was
from the
me
ice.
moving the
yeah,
ice
yeah.
back.
Cool. Yeah.
alright, so
We will not melt the floorboards with the lye.
I'm gonna line my box. The Sudsy Sloth Soap Company. Someone was kind enough to decorate my box for me.
The sudsy sloth.
Actually, I'll probably do it in 2.
So when's most of the action going to be done?
This will all be over in like 10 minutes or so. So now that that's at like 120, this is just something I've kind of like learned. I'm gonna turn the oil on. And like I like to just like juice it with some like pretty serious heat for a minute, and then turn it right off.
Do you put another thermometer in?
Yeah, I'm going to. So I'll take this. You can kind of like, that's the nice thing about having the ice is you
Careful with the lye.
You can control the reaction. So I'll take that out. Now it jumped up from like, to going back up in temperature again, but that's fine because like it's harder to get the oil right, and it's easy to get the lye back down. Saponification is a process of hydrolysis, so it's at the molecular level, water and lipid and fats are coming together, basically, is like in a nutshell. I could go on about cation exchange, but it's all very boring to me.
Tell me more.
Positively charged.
So do you have a...
Positively charged cations.
Alright, so we just gotta let this come down a little bit now.
So they both have to be 110. That's the ideal temperature.
Yeah.
Is there like a window of variability?
Yeah. If one's like off by like 5 or so degrees, I've never had a batch of soap fail. The oil up to like 95 and I'll be like, oh, it's just gonna keep rising to like 110. And that wasn't really true. If I actually waited and took the temperature again, it was actually jumping up to like 130. It has these like huge like,
Oh, so
it's very hard to control the temperature of the oil. It's a pain in the ass hole.
That's like when you're making toffee or fudge and stuff. Like it will like hold at a temperature and then jump and then hold at a temperature and then jump.
Oh.
So like I actually
It's
feel like I
almost
have
like
more
latent
control of
heat.
like letting it come down. Yeah, it's almost like things like
Changing states.
Also, there could be
Yeah, there's some kind of reaction.
there
going
could be
on.
some spatial variation. You know?
there's temporal and spatial
Spatial.
variation here.
Yeah.
Do
It's
you have
an
a little
ideological
sauce?
argument.
time.
Yeah.
Sir.
Thank you. So, just to speed it up, I'm going to put it in the ice bath for just a bit. And we'll leave some of that in there. It doesn't even matter.
You gotta have very steady hands to do this, and a lot of testosterone.
Let me at it.
Read. Huge ball.
Yes. What we're really trying to say. All men have double hernias. This is how we wait for the temperature in the oil to come down, oil to come down, oil to come down. Alright, there we go. So it just went to 120, and I'm just kind of calling that good because of the minute more it'll. That had nothing to do with the soap making process or an accident. I actually just maliciously spilled oil on your stove because it's like,
Why not?
why not?
The nihilist in the kitchen.
Yeah. So now that's at about 110. I'm just gonna double check this one more time, but it's probably.
Ooh, that's good.
Whoa.
Well, no, it's all
Oh,
right. We're gonna
God.
get it back in there for a minute.
Oh no. What's happening?
It jumps up. It tries to jump
Whoa.
up if you don't.
110 to like 140 and 130.
It tries
Oh,
to do it.
it is like 12 molar sodium hydroxide.
But yeah. So now that's like that was at 120, and it's gonna be like I know it's just gonna be like.
How did you get into how did you decide to make soap?
I actually I had wanted to for a while just because it interested me, and then I randomly at a coffee shop, someone introduced me to someone who made soap, and she had told me, she's like, it's way easier than you think. And like this is the annoying part, getting the temperatures to sync up, but it really is quite easy. 113, 112. So I'm gonna call this good. So what we want to do is just get the where's the stick blender? I'll get my soap, gloves. Is there an outlet here?
Yes.
This one works.
Is that a shake maker?
So you can use soap after 2 weeks.
Yeah, if you use it before, then you may get some burns.
You could burn.
Nothing like, you won't get serious burns, but it'll like, I used it one time, I was like a week and like 5 days. I'm like, I don't think you really need to wait 2 weeks. And then I just had like red splotches on my skin. This,
Exfoliating.
I'm going to put this in the sink and put some soap in it. Now, this probably takes about sometime anywhere from like 2 to 4 minutes, depending on if you want to get in there tight, you can start to see what's happening. Right now, they're very like, oil and vinegar, water and vinegar, oil are very immiscible. You might even say the oil is hydrophobic.
It has rabies.
Yeah. And now we're gonna do this for about 2 to 5 minutes, and then something is going to happen. It's the telltale sign that you've begun the saponification process. It's called the trace, and that is basically when they stop looking like they're separate, and they get kind of like an oily sort of sheen almost. And then sometimes we want to try to harmonize with the immersion blender, so we go like. This is actually a really hard one to get.
You might be able to get it pretty good with a
And if you want to make it more extreme, you can do things like punching while I'm doing this. More edgy. I once starred in an independent film. I was like a meathead. I played like a meathead named Billy Hamer, and like I actually had to kiss it was torture, 5 girls for the role.
5 girls. It's really more of a spelt.
Yes. Spelt with a sinuous spelt. So we're getting pretty close now, so actually...
It's getting kind of buttery.
Yeah, once you get to the spot where it like it doesn't look like it's separated anymore, you're very close. And see, actually, what just happened there, sort of like when you like uniformly see like a glare come off the surface, that's what we're gonna call that trace. So right now we're at the perfect time to add the oil. So could you please dump in the entire vial of citronella oil? You can take the little cap off. That'll like make it come out.
What does citronella soap do for you? It keeps bugs away?
No, I think it just smells good. I don't know. I've never field tested it.
Can I pour it in?
Yeah, just pour the whole thing right in there. I've never like actually tested to see whether or not it.
Can you tell us a little bit about the history of soap making?
So the first person to ever make soap was actually in 1981.
1981?
Yeah, listen to the man.
Yeah, whatever I say is 100% true. I don't know, but the only thing I honestly know about the history of soap making is that it was the pot ash, or like fire ash, was like the original source of lye. So they started making it in 1981 in Detroit.
What does lye do for...
So it like basically has a uniform sheen right now and starts to look like vanilla pudding.
Yes.
Looks delicious.
So we're calling that good. If you don't like someone, fling a little of this on them. So we're just pouring it into a mold which I've lined with plastic wrap. I built this mold by myself with my own bare hands.
Because of the testosterone.
Are those chunks?
Just talking about that exothermic reaction.
Yes.
There is going to be an exothermic reaction going on for the next approximately like 48 hours. So we're actually going to sort of like let it, like sort of just be in its own heat by folding a t-shirt up over it. I'll actually do this.
Does it?
We can do this. We want to do this. Do its own thing for the next 24 hours is what I meant. I said 48 earlier. 24 hours. You can like wake up at 3 in the morning and you'll touch it and you'll feel the heat coming off of it still. So then pretty much just unscrew those and the front will just fall off and then you can just pop the whole bar will come out as like a big
It'll be
wad.
relatively hard.
It'll be relative. It'll be solid. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be completely solid. It just like we call it soft, but that's a relative term.
Okay. And then just cut it like.
Yeah. So then. What you want to do is put it on the box that you've just taken it out of, and so it's like elevated, so you can like push down, and when your hands go down, you won't like hit a table. You don't want to try cutting like on it. If you just put the bar on the table, when you got to a certain point, your knuckles would hit before you got to the bottom, and that's usually when you like start to get like cracks and it like flakes off.
Oh, okay.
So you want like a lot of downward pressure, like straight above. So just get the knife hot, and then just try to do it in like you really mean it. Don't be like, because if you do it tentatively, it will probably
It can smell your
flake.
fear.
The soap can smell your fear, and then assuming you made a good bar of soap.
cover up my
you
fear
can
smell.
wash your fear away with soap.
You guys want to ever say anything else?
We already got my group bath time.
Yeah, I'm gonna wash Matt.
So when's the group bath time? Is that next week? I have to wait 2 weeks.
The soap can smell your fear. The soap can smell your fear. The soap can smell your fear.